They are the emperor of the fucking galaxy. They, you know, it's absurd.
Our genetic dynasty has reigned for almost 4 centuries.
It is about, yes, the most simple and complicated thing. What does it mean to be a human?
It is a story about love and family and the fight for power and the need and want to survive and how we as humans go about doing that.
We're talking about people who are living, you know, in the far, far distant future, but it's about us.
Strange, watching yourself being born.
Obviously, when Asimov was writing, he was constructing a social allegory for a post-World War II environment. So it was obvious to me, if this were going to function as an allegory for today, that I would have to be referencing the world of today rather than the world post-World War II. Like Brexit, the Me Too movement, the rise of nationalism, climate change.
Many years from now, if humanity is to climb from the ashes, the coming generations will need the knowledge to build upon, a foundation.
It's daunting. Apple knew it was a huge undertaking. We're telling a story that in success will unfold over 1,000 years. No show has ever attempted that before. No movie has ever attempted that before. It's almost biblical in its approach. And I spoke to Apple about that. I said this feels almost like an Old Testament story where we're jumping from book to book to book and the scope of the show is enormous. It's literally the width of the galaxy, but at the same time, our focus is very narrow and very intimate. And so what I said to Apple is, I'm going to go really big and very, very small, and I'm not interested in anything in between whatsoever. When Asimov was writing Foundation, it was the first work of science fiction that was taken seriously. It was considered a guttered genre, a pulp fiction before that. And I'm hoping that people that don't consider themselves fans of science fiction will watch this and see themselves reflected in the story.
There are a lot of themes in this show. I think for me personally, playing Salvor, the theme of teamwork and community and perseverance is really strong, and kind of getting through crises and dealing with that, which I think we can all relate to at the moment. So, you know, hopefully it's inspiring for people to kind of see that journey in Salvor and in the other characters as well. Everyone's dealing with different things in different ways.
When I was a child at the edge of the galaxy, I heard stories about a man who could forecast the future.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so epic and exciting. I mean, the first time I walked onto set and I looked up at the mural in the Cleon's palace, and I looked up and I was like, this is real. The palace is real. These rooms are real. This is like actual walls. We're on spaceships on sets, you know, like actual spaceships, like with 2 floors and stairs and doors that opened, and it was so wonderful. I mean, my set for my house on Synax actually smelt of seaweed, you know, because they used real seaweed. We drank real miso soup, and I had a top on that had like scales, and there were actual like seaweed, you know, little things that they'd put, and there was seaweed. I could smell the sea.
It's not hard to imagine that you're on another planet when you're standing, you know, in a place where you can't see any buildings. It's really not hard. And the details in the set work, because, you know, it's massive, but then that one prop just looks amazing and it's so believable that it makes the actor's job actually really easy. We didn't have many blue screens or green screens, not much of that at all. Which was unexpected, but honestly was a treat, a real dream to be able to work like that.